Before I cut you loose, I wanted to talk about something. It's more of an advanced thing, and I would not suggest doing it right in the beginning because it's yet another thing to learn. But building a list is extremely valuable. I mentioned in the last video the example of people can come to your site and you're promoting something and maybe they'll buy it, maybe they won't, but a lot of times they'll leave your site for good and they'll never come back, and that means you don't have a chance to sell to them again. And the reality is that somebody won't buy something the first time, but they might buy something the third or fourth time that they're offered. So how do we solve that crisis? Well, we get a hold of their email address and we email them messages where we continue to offer them products. This also means that if they buy one thing from us, we might be able to sell something to them again in the future. So again, let's say that you have a site that's on dog training and you've already taught them how to train their dog. That doesn't mean that you can't be offering them, dog collars, presents around Christmas for their dogs, dog food, the list goes on and on. So again, there's a lot of value in being able to sell and resell to people. So how do we do that? Well, I don't know about you, but I don't particularly like to give my email address out to just about anybody. So you got to entice them. So one thing I would do is I would create a free report that you'll give away to people as long as they give you their email address. Or maybe it would be some type of software or a coupon on something. The goal here is to make it as encouraging as possible for people to be willing to give you their email address. One thing you could do is you could set up a free newsletter where you're going to share some dog training tips. And every time you email them, you give them a tip, but then you point out that that tip is from a book that they can buy. So again, they're willing to give you their email address. It shows that they're willing to trust you, which is also a big deal. So you're going to find that your sales conversion to your list are going to be a lot higher. So again, it's a way to build for the future because you have a lot of traffic today, but who knows, maybe in the future you won't. But as long as you're building a list, that's going to be something you can add to your business as an asset, which can be extremely valuable, especially if you have a list that is willing to buy from you because they trust and respect you. To build a list, to learn more about it, I would suggest going to a place like aweber.com. You can find in my resource book as well. And this is a place you can, of course, it costs money, but they will help you. Somebody signs up to your list, they take care of all that stuff, and you just go in there and you plug in your emails, you write them, and they send them to you. It's not like you have to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to send this person this email, this. It does not work like that. It's all automated, so it's pretty cool. So again, I hope that you'll consider it. Again, if you're just starting out and your head's about to explode, don't worry about it. It's not something you need to do right now. But again, once your site starts to take off, I suggest that you do it because it really can make you a lot of money.